Hey everyone, welcome to Weekly Weird News, and this episode is sponsored by Vincero, or Vincero, is that what you call it? Vincero watches?
Vincero, you gotta use it like this.
And we'll talk about them later, but first, the weird news.
Yeah, so we literally just had an election here in the US just 1 month ago, but nowadays the political cycle just starts right back up where it left off again, and the political machine is already revving up for the big 2020 presidential election, despite it being 2 years away. On the Republican side, of course, Donald J. Trump is planning on running for re-election, having taken the unusual step of officially submitting his 2020 election paperwork to the Federal Election Commission on literally his first day in office.
And he's been campaigning ever since.
Yeah. Beautiful loophole right there.
Yeah.
On the Democrat side, there's actually a handful of people already officially running, though you probably haven't heard of any of them, and there's dozens of other big names being floated as potential candidates and also being loudly argued about online.
I've been squeezing the hog and flicking the bean to Beto O'Rourke for months now.
Oh, well, but Beto's bad now, apparently.
Oh, yeah. I'm very confused by it because people are jerking off to him and then they don't like him,
Well,
and then
this is the
the
problem.
Cortez, and she's fine, and then she's bad, and then...
This is the problem when you have only two parties, and so the
Yeah.
left party contains people who are hardcore socialists and people who are, Hillary Clinton's, and you get a lot of...
mixed bag.
You get a lot of discourse.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not here to talk about Republicans or Democrats. We're here to talk about John fucking McAfee.
And this is wild. The name McAfee, it might sound familiar to you because you've been pronouncing it wrong like me for years.
McAfee.
Yes. And that might be because John McAfee, he was the founder of McAfee, the antivirus software company that's been around for decades. John McAfee left the company named after him 24 years ago, though, and he's led an increasingly interesting and bizarre life in the ensuing years. Now, after McAfee, the actual company, we have to clarify here.
After McAfee left McAfee.
Yeah, he mostly focused on yoga and meditation, starting a remote yoga studio and publishing several books on it. But while he was worth around $100 million after selling McAfee, he lost the vast majority of his money during the 2008 financial crisis, just like my parents. He lowered his net worth then to around $4 million. Still, $4 million more than my parents. So he hasn't exactly been making the kind of high-profile moves that you would expect from a guy who sold his entire stake in a major tech company that eventually ended up being owned by Intel. But John McAfee, he never went away. He just went to Belize.
And not figuratively, literally. With $4 million, you can live like an absolute king down in Belize. And that's what John McAfee did. He initially planned to simply just retire there and take it easy, but soon enough, he was starting up various local businesses in the area. He claims that he never took any money from these businesses, and all the proceeds went to the locals that he hired, who he paid quite well. But he also says that his businesses pissed off the local government. For example, he started a ferry service that charged half as much as the existing ferry, but that existing ferry was supposedly run by some government insiders who were mad about getting undercut. So, some conflict there. But at the same time, though, he donated millions to the local police, purely out of the kindness of his heart, of course.
Wait, hold on, not for protection?
No, just because he loves the police. He respects the cops.
Great.
Here's millions of dollars, more than your annual budget. I just care about
Big fan.
getting the job done. Yeah.
Big fan. Meanwhile, in his leisure time, John McAfee, he did a ton of drugs and fucked a ton of women. He was especially fond of MDPV, which apparently is bath salts. He posted a lot on the drug message board Blue Light about his experiments, trying to create an aphrodisiac version of bath salts, and also gave advice on how to take bath salts rectally, which I can only imagine is just shoving them up your asshole.
Yeah.
Cool. Can't wait for that YouTube tutorial to make it into the rewind. In true John McAfee fashion, though, he later claimed that this was just trolling and he doesn't touch the stuff. It's a great thing to pin things to. I was just trolling.
Yeah.
The drug he does use a lot, though, is apparently a research chemical he orders online from China that's so obscure it hasn't been made illegal yet, and it's tiger penis. No, it's a drug that's chemically similar to the street drug known as Flocka.
Yeah, which causes euphoria and extreme paranoia and lasts for days, which kind of explains everything else you're about to hear.
Yeah. By the way, John McAfee, he had a big rotating harem of local young women that he would fuck in Belize, each of whom got their own bungalow on his property.
Nice.
The man is just giving it up. The police,
Man
the
of
hookers.
the people, yeah.
Yeah, everyone gets a little taste. They're all happy. At least he's paying people, you know. Anyways, we're talking like age 17, young though.
17, 16.
And McAfee was in his mid 60s at the time, so.
Yeah, high five, right? Yeah. No? Okay. Yeah, so it seems like McAfee's relationship with all these various girlfriends was mostly transactional, though, meaning that they were into him mostly because they were previously living in poverty and he was now paying them the equivalent of 2 months' local salary per day to fuck him. Also, according to a lot of those women that he was in a relationship with, he was super into scat sex, meaning that he mainly got off by having the girls shit in his mouth.
Well, you gotta pay them well if you want them to eat well so you can get that delicious excrement.
Specifically, if you want more detail on how that worked, he had a special hammock with a hole in it that he would make the girls lay down on while he laid on the ground below it with his big toilet mouth open, waiting for the poop to come down through the hole.
Big shit toilet.
So yeah, anyway, McAfee's few $1 million, they could pay for pretty much anything he wanted down there, and as such, he had his own huge team of full-time armed security, and was usually armed himself.
With a mouthful of shit and a handful of lead. That's how McAfee does it.
Shit.
You got some shit on your
Give me
mouth.
that shit.
So after a while of basically living like a local drug lord in the jungle and attracting a lot of attention down there, his compound got raided by the Belize National Police's elite gang suppression unit, who were suspicious that McAfee was running a drug manufacturing lab on the property. And technically he was, though it was just one of his many businesses down there. He'd hired a young American microbiologist to research whether natural antibiotics could be derived from local plants. So there was a lab on the property that at first glance probably resembled a drug lab, but trying to do it the homeopathic way. Side note though, that microbiologist later alleged that when she confronted McAfee about how crazy things were getting, he slipped drugs into her drink and raped her. Not as cool as finding a natural cure for what ails you, I guess.
No.
Anyway, it's a pretty outlandish accusation, but John McAfee is an outlandish person, so yeah. He made me shit in his mouth. Well, it lines up.
Anyways, following that raid in which McAfee and several of his security team were thrown in jail for the night, he decided to move back over to his other property in Belize, which was located in a less sketchy and more touristy area, and he brought his entire entourage of security and girlfriends with him. His new neighbors, though, didn't exactly love this. Having what feels like a cartel leader living next door makes it a little hard to relax and kind of defeats the whole point of living on the beach in Belize. Plus, McAfee had around a dozen dogs, and his neighbor really didn't like hearing them bark all day. Classic.
Yeah.
But this neighbor, a retired American named Greg Fall, allegedly told
I came here to Belize to get women to shit in my mouth, and John McAfee's dogs are ruining it
I
for
can't get off with these dogs yapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that neighbor, a retired American named Greg Fall, he allegedly told multiple people that he hated the barking so much that he would be willing to poison the dogs, McAfee's dogs, in order to make it stop.
Okay. I felt bad about accusing him of wanting shit in his mouth as well, but poisoning dogs, kind of not a good person.
Allegedly, yeah. So anyway, in November of 2012, a bunch of McAfee's dogs got poisoned to death.
Oh, okay.
And 2 days later, Greg Fall, who might have poisoned those dogs, he was found murdered in his home.
Choked to death on the excrement of others.
There was shit everywhere. No, he was shot in the face.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Whether or not McAfee was involved, McAfee. I'm still. You read it one way, you know.
Yeah.
Whether or not McAfee was involved, it's still a mystery. Though the documentary about him titled Gringo makes the case that McAfee paid one of his girlfriends to seduce Fall and paid one of his security team to use this as an opportunity to murder him. McAfee's side of the story is
McAfee.
God damn it. McAfee, sorry, John. His side of the story is that the Belize government, they did it, and the hit was actually meant for him. Slid right by. They just went to the wrong house, and they wanted McAfee dead because he'd hacked into the government's computers and had a bunch of evidence about massive corruption. Now, in any case, it will probably be, it'll remain forever unsolved because the entire nation of Belize is way behind in police forensics, having no DNA lab and barely any fingerprint matching technology, but they have the blue hole.
The blue hole?
You don't know about the blue hole?
Oh yeah, that big old sinkhole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of the ocean. It's a lovely blue hole.
Right.
Yeah.
You can go deep in that hole.
Very deep. I think Discovery's doing some kind of live stream.
What's at the bottom of that hole?
It's a bunch of shit that John McAfee just tossed off of a boat.
Like Dexter.
Yeah.
They'll never know that I like to get shit in my mouth if I dump all the shit in the big blue hole.
And the guns.
Yeah.
And probably a bunch of 3.5-inch floppies. Which is what I call my dick.
You ready for this 3.5-inch floppy?
Yeah. Don't copy that floppy, bitch.
Anyway, following Greg Fall's death, the police obviously wanted to go and talk to John McAfee.
Got a few questions.
The guy with the huge entourage of armed men living right next door to the guy who just got murdered execution style.
Covered in shit.
But John McAfee feared that if he was arrested, he would be a dead man, so he went on the run for about a month. Of course, he did it John McAfee style, constantly talking to the press over the phone and in person. He happily agreed to let some reporters from Vice come follow him around for a few days and document his life as a fugitive. But as soon as Vice revealed that they were with John McAfee, someone just opened up the picture that they posted and checked the photo's EXIF data and found that according to the GPS of the phone that took the photo of McAfee, he was in southern Guatemala.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. So one of the biggest names in cybersecurity had his cover blown in the dumbest way possible. Police quickly tracked him down and arrested him for illegally entering the country. Now, in order to delay his processing and avoid being deported back to Belize, McAfee faked a heart attack. And by the time that was resolved, his lawyer had been able to ensure that he'd be deported to the US and not Belize.
When in doubt, fake a heart attack.
So back in America...
What should you do when shit hits the fan? Fake a heart attack.
Eat the shit. You eat the shit,
You
Elliot.
eat the shit.
Yeah. So he went back to America, and he didn't have a lot of money to his name. Key West, Belize, very similar. Very
Different
expensive.
cost of living, yeah.
Meanwhile, his home down in Belize, it's now a premium rental property, proudly advertised as the place where John McAfee lived and possibly orchestrated a murder.
You can still find the little pieces of poop in between the grout of the tiles.
They're always knocking on the door, too. You need some shit? They love it.
I'm ready to go.
Anyway, on McAfee's first day back in the US in Miami, he hired a prostitute with some borrowed money, and long story short, that prostitute is now his wife because she was into it.
So they live together in Tennessee now in a remote compound that, like his home in Belize, is staffed by a bunch of heavily armed guards because McAfee believes that the Belize government is working with a Mexican drug cartel to have him kidnapped and interrogated about that data that McAfee claims that he hacked from the Belize government's computer database. Sure, yeah. So he described his existence to Newsweek in an email last year, writing, "I eat shit, sleep, and shower with a pistol in my hand. When I enter the main house from my bedroom, secured with a 10-gauge solid steel door, my 2 German Shepherds and 1 pit bull precede me. Moments before I emerge, I call my head of security and request that my detail all be sitting in reclining chairs with their feet up, a vulnerable position, since I am standing and armed. It is not a fun situation." So he doesn't even trust his own security.
Well, it's like that meme of the guy holding the gun to himself.
Trust no one. Not even yourself.
Now, at this point, it should be pretty clear that half of what this man says is either pure paranoia or weird trolling, if he wants to chalk it up to that. But really, who the hell knows? In any case, McAfee has been very busy these last few years, getting really into cryptocurrency and touting himself as a cybersecurity expert. I mean, 20 years ago, he did sell his company.
He made one of the first, most successful antivirus products.
Yeah, get Malwarebytes instead, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's made back a lot of his money by endorsing various cryptocurrencies, which the Securities and Exchange Commission will likely be going after him for any day now.
Yeah, they just took down DJ Khaled and Floyd Mayweather for illegally advertising cryptocurrencies without disclosing it. And McAfee's been doing this way more and for way longer.
I was also surprised at how little they were getting paid for doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
They're like
hey,
10 grand here, 10 grand there.
Why don't you buy some of that cryptocurrency before you fucking pump it?
Yeah. Also, Floyd Mayweather made like $50 million
what do you
from
need
a
to do
boxing
this?
match.
What do you need this
what are you
for?
doing, Floyd?
Nah, it's like some guy that's like next to him and he's just like, Floyd, I got a great idea. Does it make money? Sure.
How many tigers can I buy with it?
Do I have to read the contract? No. You have to. You can't read, so you don't have to read it. Great. Make it happen.
They're fine. Don't worry about them.
Yeah, they're doing fine, I'm sure. Anyways, John McAfee, of course, seems to also really believe crypto is the future, claiming in July 2017 on Twitter that within 3 years, 1 Bitcoin would be worth $500,000. And if not, he'd eat his own dick on national television.
Wow.
Demonetized. A few months later, in November 2017, McAfee doubled his prediction, saying one Bitcoin would be worth $1 million by the end of 2020. And that's when every person that worked at Funhouse and every person that worked on the ETC show bought a Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. And we're all, that's why go sign up for our Patreon. Anyways, the tweet came just as crypto prices were reaching their apex before tumbling dramatically. So McAfee's predictions, not looking so sure nowadays. All I gotta do is pull out my phone. I bought Litecoin, by the way. We don't make enough money to buy the Bitcoins.
No,
we got some Litecoin.
Litecoin.
But hey, McAfee's got 2 years to turn the ship around and avoid having to eat his own penis on national TV for, I would assume, probably Discovery's ID network.
Yeah. This man promised to eat his own penis if Bitcoin didn't achieve a value of $1 million. So
ridiculous.
He's going to do it. He's a man of his word.
We live streamed diving down to the bottom of the blue hole, and you know what we found? A man willing to eat his own dick. Coming soon to ID.
Anyway, on the cybersecurity side of things, John McAfee claimed back in 2016 that he could easily hack into that iPhone that was at the center of the San Bernardino mass shooting case. Though, for whatever reason, the FBI ended up going with someone else.
Yeah.
More recently, in October, he said that the annoying new presidential alert system that lets Trump message your phone is bad and it's dumb. He said that that's actually a way for the government to access the E911 chip in your phone and give them full access to your location, microphone, camera, and data. And he cited his cybersecurity expertise to support his claim. However, this has been pretty thoroughly debunked, and there is not even such a thing as an E911 chip. E911 is just a software function in phones that lets emergency services get a GPS location from you when you call 911, and the presidential alert system doesn't use it.
Also, they don't need this to do whatever they want.
Yeah, so he might not really know what he's talking about with cybersecurity. Might just be talking out of his ass.
People love conspiracy theories,
But
though.
hey, yeah.
Anyways, he's also pretty heavy on Twitter, as most people are these days who just can't shut up. He posts a lot of great tweets. Stuff like this. Whale fucking. No joke. Each year on February 1st, in the Molokai Channel, a few men compete in the world's only whale fucking contest. Humpback whales are easy to fuck, for a second or less. World record, 31 seconds. I competed once, almost got my ribs crushed. Stick with ostriches.
All right. Cool, John.
Why isn't this televised? I want to see the whale fucking competition.
Probably because it's not real.
Coming up after Iron Man on NBC Sports.
Whale fucking.
Whale fucking. Do you want to see
American Ninja Whale fucker.
Yeah, watch their pelvis get crushed. Yeah. Anyways, John McAfee, the whole reason we're talking about this, to circle back to the beginning, although it's a great just dissection of
Evergreen.
his life.
Evergreen story.
He's running for president. Again, no word on whether or not he believes in Bigfoot. But maybe
I'm
that's
sure
something
he's got some interesting things to say.
I will prove Bigfoot is real, or I will suck his dick on national television.
Joke's on you guys. I love sucking Bigfoot's dick.
Yeah. And he shits
I do it for free.
Shits right in my mouth. Blah. He previously ran in 2016. You probably didn't know that. But back then he announced his candidacy in a pretty bizarre, rambling YouTube video, though way less bizarre than his earlier video, How to Uninstall McAfee Antivirus. What are you doing?
It's the one where he just does bath salts on camera.
Cool.
For pretend, or maybe for real.
Probably
to tell.
for real. Anyways, for the 2016 thing, he initially ran as a candidate for his own newly created cyber party, which sounds like still a lot of fun.
Cyber party. Ooh.
That's where we all
beep bop boop. It's a cyber party.
You all bring your PCs down to the local warehouse, and we all send nasty messages to each other.
Yeah, we're gonna play Counter-Strike till the sun comes out.
And jerk off
at my
constantly.
cyber party. And shit in each other's mouths.
Anyways, he then ran as a libertarian and appeared at several debates looking relatively sane next to his opponents. I mean, anyways, he ended up losing the primary pretty badly to Gary Johnson, of all people. Though he did win a majority of votes in Montana, New Hampshire, and Vermont. The hottest places to move in 2019.
This guy's got a lot of great ideas.
Get the U-Haul ready.
Look, yes, he may have committed murder and rape.
But I like his gumption.
I like his gumption.
Yeah, he's got the longest bootstraps I've ever seen.
McAfee announced back in June of this year, though, he's giving it another shot. He says that if the Libertarian Party asks him to run with them, he'll do it, but otherwise he'll start his own new party. crypto party, probably. Coin party. Anyway, it seems like this time his main platform is going to be advocating for cryptocurrencies, possibly so that enough people start buying them again so that he doesn't have to eat his own dick.
And could probably dig his way out of the hole that he... Hopefully, if he sold anything at all, he's fine, but...
Yeah. Recently, he announced that this eye patch wearing fellow here is his campaign manager. And McAfee seems to be using a campaign strategy no other major candidate has tried. Anime. He first changed his profile pic to whatever weeb character this is. Apparently it's from Cowboy Bebop. And he answered all the confused replies of his followers by explaining that he's trying to appeal to millennials, because they make up a big chunk of his audience. What are millennials like?
Ruining things.
Weeb shit.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And conspiracy theories.
Yes, yeah.
He soon posted another weird anime pic that he said it is as his avatar. This time, apparently, a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character, which, by the way, we don't know what this is yet, but we're filming a new Idiots Watching Anime for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and that's going to go over the holiday break.
The story will make a lot more sense once I do that.
So it had whatever that is with the caption, "It's clear that people want an Avi. So I was granted an audience with @TommyP408, and while lying prostrate, face down, at the feet of this fearful and powerful God, he took pity on me and granted the impossible. Thou shalt, henceforth, please everyone," he said. He gave me this.
Okay.
Yeah, the dude he tagged is some crypto dude, but beyond that, we're not sure what the fuck McAfee is talking about. Maybe it's part of the show. We'll find out together. Now, McAfee, it turns out his sudden use of anime is as a campaign tactic was the decision of his newly hired millennial outreach coordinator, a 20-year-old weeaboo, what a fun word, named Zoe Noir, aka Young Kitty 404, who got the volunteer position by simply tweeting at McAfee a few weeks back. It's the same way that Grimes got into a relationship with Elon Musk.
Yeah, and look at him now.
And they both love anime.
They do. What a bunch of degenerates. Anyway, McAfee quickly had young Zoe on the phone and in contact with his one-eyed campaign manager. And then Zoe and McAfee discussed over Twitter DMs which anime character he should use as his avatar. She told BuzzFeed News that McAfee initially chose the Cowboy Bebop character Spike Spiegel because he liked the idea of being seen as a cowboy. Soon enough, though, they decided that Joseph Joestar of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was a better choice because the character was closer to McAfee in age.
Can't wait.
She told BuzzFeed that she's been invited to meet with McAfee in person sometime this month to further strategize on his anime-based millennial outreach campaign. So that's fun. This is all especially weird, though, because Zoe identifies as a communist and shares pretty much none of McAfee's beliefs.
It's the opposite.
But she says, "It's a changing world. Anything goes. This absurd future may not be the one you want, but nothing is out of the question anymore."
Her quote should be,
"I'm doing it for the memes."
I'm a poor millennial who needs money, and this guy claims that he has a lot of it.
Well, but she's volunteer. I mean, it's a whole intern. You do the internship. Hopefully you get paid,
No, not for her. She's communist. She's just happy to be part of the cog.
It sounds like she's just doing it for the memes.
She's getting fucking bread and soup every
It's like
day.
if you're just shitposting on the internet and you tweet at someone and be like, "Hey, let me be your meme manager," and they say yes, you're like, well,
fuck.
I have to fucking do it now.
Yeah.
I can't miss up this great meming opportunity.
Yes.
So, excited to see how much other anime strategies they come up with.
I hope she enjoys her bread and soup. But there's still a lot of time between now and the 2020 presidential election, so I'm sure we'll probably be hearing a lot more about the political ambitions of suspected murderer and alleged rapist and confirmed shit lover John McAfee as the election gets closer. Now, win or lose, he still might have to eventually eat his own dick on national television. And wouldn't it be so much better if it was the president who had to do that?
Yeah.
It would be yet again another point of Black Mirror coming true, because the prime minister had to fuck a pig. He has to eat his own dick. Fair is fair.
Yeah.
Ipso facto, done and done.
I think he's got a shot.
I know I'll be voting for the dick eater.
Yeah. You have to vote for him. If you don't vote, he's gonna eat his own dick.
But just don't expect John McAfee to slow down anytime soon, unless you just don't follow him on social media. And then you just never hear about him.
He's not slowing down at all, unless he has a massive heart attack from years and years of drug use.
So your arteries are clogged with shit.
He is
It was worth it.
He's like 73 years old. He still just walks around his house, just like literally like 2 holsters, dancing with his security
Why
guards.
wouldn't you?
I guess. I mean,
if
it's a life.
If I was rich and owned a compound, I would boom, 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 bang, shoot guns all the time. Why not?
Yeah, it's your house.
Let the bullets fall where they may.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, before we get to the headlines part of the show, it's time for
That's a nice watch.
For a word from this week's sponsor, Sara Watches. They make the watch that I'm wearing on my hand right now.
That's a luxury timepiece,
It is
Elliot.
a luxury timepiece, and you know what? Costs a lot less than you might guess. Vincera's mission is to create compelling luxury timepieces with impeccable craftsmanship to inspire as many people as possible to elevate their game and ultimately live their legacy. Vincera literally translates to "I will win," and that's why all their designs are rooted in the values of bold, daring, and pioneering.
Why did I never look that up? Fun to know.
Vincero.
I'll be saying it
Just
all the time.
Go down to, you're going to Italy.
I'm going to Italy.
Vincero.
Hey, that guy's a winner.
Go down to the local arcade. Vincero.
Hey, watch out for that guy. He's going to drain this whole claw machine.
About to set a record at Dance Dance.
Yeah. I would hope that they have Vincero claw machines in Italy, so you can always be the winner.
Very fancy.
Anyways, basically, they make very nice luxury watches, and they sell them for a fraction of what you'd expect from their competition by selling them directly to you instead of putting them in stores. They received over 13,000 5-star reviews on their site, and their watches, hey, guess what? Make a great holiday gift. It's what, day 7 of Hanukkah?
Oh, fuck.
Time's running out. Still got time for Christmas. So yeah, a gift. It's great. You can customize any of their Chrono S or Keros watches with a personalized engraved message to create a gift that makes exactly the right statement, and that way you're always wearing your message on your friend's hand. It's fun. That way you have a little piece of them. You have control. If you go to our custom link, vincerawatches.com/WWNDEC, and enter code WEIRD15 at checkout, you're gonna get 15% off your entire order. Take that 15% and write something messed up on that watch that you're gonna give your friend. So it's like ass pennies.
Yeah.
You have the upper hand.
It is.
Again, that's vincerawatches.com/WWNDEC. Pick out the perfect watch, sneak that custom engraved message in there, and use promo code WEIRD15 at checkout for 15% off your entire order. Thank you for sponsoring the show.
Thank you.
I can't wait to write a fucked up message on someone's watch.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It's doo-doo time.
It's just doo-doo, baby.
Anytime is doo-doo time.
Yeah, they don't watch the ad read after we do the official ad, like the end, right?
Nah, they stopped watching.
Put doo-doo time on your friend's watch.
Doo-doo time. Anyway, here's some fun headlines from last week, starting with Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari denies dying and being replaced by a clone.
That is not true.
Seems like something a clone would say.
Exactly. You can't be sure. It's just like Mark Zuckerberg and like Elon Musk, where they're like, we all get it. It's real fun to call us reptiles.
Yeah.
Wait, when you tweeted about you're like, if furries exist, surely reptilians exist.
Yeah, I tweeted that out, and apparently they're called scalies. I haven't looked any further into it. I'm not sure I want to, but yeah, because I was watching the Game Awards, and Sonic Fox is up there. He's actually great, but then I was like,
yeah, we've actually met him.
Have we?
Yeah, he wears a tail. At the old machinima office, he was always walking around with that tail.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Good guy. Anyway, yeah. So I was watching that, and I was like, well, what about people that are into reptiles? Do they have a thing? Apparently they do.
Well, the whole point here is that when you have to deny something, it actually makes it look worse.
It does. Like,
it's a great case of shutting the fuck up.
The Nigerian president doth protest too much, or rather, the clone of the Nigerian president doth protest too much.
I have not died. I am not a clone. And yes, there is $200,000 sitting in a bank account waiting for you if you just simply answer this
send
email.
those numbers over. Guys, we got you.
Please, we need to get this off the books.
Right, I need to get this money out of Nigeria. I need it fast. I just typed in a bunch of random letters into Gmail, and you're the lucky one receiving it.
The fact that he has to actually respond to an allegation that he is dead and replaced by a clone would make it very easy for someone who's fun living in Nigeria to talk to the press about how all of that Nigerian money on emails is real. And then he would have to come out and say, no, no one's gonna send you a bunch of money. And then everyone's like, we heard you loud and clear.
Loud and clear, clone president.
Yeah, can't wait for that money.
Yeah. Next headline.
Sheriff says wedding photographer had sex with guest, urinated on tree. This was apparently because of... And this is why I'm very careful on flights, because I have terrible flight anxiety.
Xanax or some shit.
I have terrible, crippling flight anxiety for absolutely no reason. I realize that it's stupid to have a fear of flying.
I mean, it's a giant metal bird. It should just drop like a stone, but it's flying up there somehow.
I am so fucking careful when I take like my anti-anxiety stuff for flights. I don't drink like a day before and a day after.
Yeah.
So this is apparently a case of mixing Xanax and alcohol.
Yeah.
Where don't do that because one, you could die, and two, you
lose control
of everything.
Yeah, you just kind of turn into an animal, just sort of guided by your base instincts.
It's like Donnie Darko. It's just a tube of shit that's guiding you around that's gonna get you into tons of trouble.
Like, I'm a little bit horny. Guess I'll fuck. I gotta piss. Guess I'll spray my piss onto this tree.
Yeah, woman, by the way.
Yeah, woman.
Clarify.
Pretty attractive woman. She's
So
a model.
you gotta pop it up. You gotta pop it up. You can't just hang it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you get the cone.
Yeah. The funnel.
Yeah, the funnel. But yes, don't mix drugs because that's exactly what happened here.
Yep.
Apparently.
Yep.
Her family was like, she's such a great person. We don't know what happened. Obviously, she's been mixing her meds. She is a wonderful person, but
Just feel bad for the couple. Their wedding pictures are probably terrible. They're all just like selfies of her, like, blah.
God. Yeah, when I was going to like Australia or something, someone I was going with was like, here, have a what's the sleeping pill called?
Ambien?
Yeah, they're like, take this, and I was like, nah.
Was that Dr. Ronnie Jackson, former White House doctor?
No.
Hey, I got all these pills.
I was like, I can't even think about doing that. Like having no control of my body in case I wake up is just the most terrifying thing.
I took Ambien on a flight once and I never fell asleep, which terrified me even more. And then when I finally
You're probably tripping balls.
When I finally got home after like this 18-hour flight, I slept for like 18 hours.
Yeah.
And it was not good sleep. It was scary sleep.
Yeah.
So never again for me.
Consult your doctor. And speaking of doctors.
Florida doctor accused of peeing on himself, confessing love to deputy during DUI arrest. It's just Florida man being Florida man.
There's no drugs? No drugs involved?
He's just real drunk. He was in a Publix. They kicked him out because he was
Great
intoxicated.
Store. Great subs.
And then they said he got in his car and was just doing donuts in the parking lot of the Publix. So they called the cops, and the cop got him out. He was just reeking of alcohol, and he was just like, "No, I love you, though. I love you. I love you."
Haven't we all wanted to just pee our pants out of convenience every once in a while?
Yeah.
And this guy did it.
Why did the kids get to have all the fun?
And you know what? Maybe the deputy that was arresting him for the DUI was appreciative of the love confession.
It's just nice to hear it sometimes. I haven't heard it from my wife in decades.
Thank you. You're under arrest. Couple forced to prove New Mexico is a state while applying for marriage license. You mean to tell me we made a New Mexico?
Where's your New Mexico passport? This was in D.C., like the place you would expect to have some geographic knowledge.
Yeah.
But they're like, sir, you can't just show me a driver's license. You gotta show me the full passport.
I don't... Excuse me, I need a supervisor. This man's from Mexico too.
This man can talk to you in your language.
No, actually, we're from New Mexico.
What? El habla nuevo español. New Spanish.
Mexico dos.
Yeah, so that's
If it's
depressing.
in DC, we're giving them the wrong accent, but I still choose to believe
I mean,
that it
D.C.
is
is like right on the Mason-Dixon line.
a...
Virginia's right there.
An hour south and you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, maybe. Anyway, yeah.
Cool.
Real dumb country we got here.
Yeah. Wait a second. South Dakota?
Like, there was one of the most popular television series of, like, all time took place in New Mexico and aired for, like, 8 years.
Also, you're in... Okay, Washington, D.C. is its own thing, whatever. You're in a state that has another state with the same name.
Yeah.
Virginia and West Virginia. We have to say it like that now legally, but
Washington and Washington.
you get it, right? There
Yeah.
can be, you know.
Yeah.
Do you think that like when New Mexico was like first established, like they were like, we're gonna do Mexico but better, and it's gonna have trees if you drive north.
I think that was kind of the idea.
Yeah.
I think because like.
And then it just ended up being a meth hole.
Well, my history might be a bit off, but like around Civil War time or before or after that.
We should fight.
Well, a bunch of those guys, like the Republic of Texas and all, it was like all these white dudes going into like Mexican territory and just setting up down there, like John McAfee, and like starting a new life and like running shit. But like, you know, eventually there was like wars and stuff, and you know, the borderline got established as it is. So I think they were basically being like, all that shit we were doing down in Mexico, we're gonna do it up here in New Mexico.
Mexico 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sequel.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty much what it is.
Well, it's definitely something.
It is.
We went there.
Lovely, beautiful landscapes. A lot of Native American culture. Lots of meth.
Yeah.
But property values, you can live there for dirt fucking cheap. I've
and
thought
you know
about
what?
it.
Route 66, right through downtown.
Get your kicks.
Very easy to do.
Man crashes into tree after driving with his head out of car window like Ace Ventura.
You know what? I watched Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, the first one recently. It not only holds up, is still one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Not so much in real life. Was his car was the windshield smashed?
His wipers weren't working and it was raining, so he decided.
You're just getting pelted in the face by rain.
Oh God, this isn't working at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a great plan.
Huh.
Not a great plan.
Anyways, go watch Ace Ventura. Actually, both movies are great.
No, the second one's pretty fucking bad, actually.
I still like it.
When's the last time you watched that one?
Bumblebee Tuna, your balls are showing. And he fucking flips the car into the space. Everybody loves it.
No.
It's a lovely room of death.
No, they don't.
Everybody lauded by the film critic.
You're just trying to get your quote on the fucking DVD box.
The 25th anniversary
Yeah.
Blu-ray, tolerable.
Actually pretty good. Ricky for the win.
Holds up. Has there ever been a movie
Everyone loves it.
Has there ever been a movie that's used that quote like holds up like 20 years later?
No. I think they would just choose not to use a quote.
Still on the Warcraft DVD though.
Yeah. Good.
More than most people can say.
Probably gonna keep it there.
Yeah, you can find me 100 times over in the Walmart bin.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name's right there.
Awkwardly named serial masturbator lands in hospital after alleged toilet brush incident at doctor's office.
All right, break it down.
Well, so the man's name, his awkward name is Brian Bates. So he's Mr. Bates.
Yeah, go away, Bates.
And yeah, he has a history.
Mr. Baton.
If he was like a English lord, manor lord, he'd be Master Bates.
Yeah.
Which there has to have been at some point.
I don't need even that. I get it. At the last name, I get it. Everyone
Brian
gets it.
Bates.
Yeah.
He's baiting. Anyway, yeah, he's a serial masturbator because back during the golden age of bookstores, brick and mortar bookstores, he had a thing about pulling his dick out at Barnes and Noble and jacking it in front of people.
Well, now I'm starting to side with Starbucks after the ban last week.
So this time, since there's no more Barnes and Nobles, they're harder to find, he went to a doctor's office and was like, I need to use the bathroom. And he went to the bathroom, left the door open, started jacking it while sticking a toilet brush up his asshole, making full eye contact the whole way.
And his name? John McAfee. That was Bates.
Brian Bates.
Yeah.
You gave me this name?
What did you think I was gonna do? I just love that he left it open for people to see. Let your freak flag fly.
This is what I like. Y'all just gotta deal with it.
I'm at the doctor's office. Where else am I supposed to do this?
I'm just doing this so I don't get a boner during my physical.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how embarrassing that would be?
Just fucking waddling around like it's a bristly tail. Getting a boner would be embarrassing. Petaluma man stabbed in eye with drumstick, released from hospital. Struck by car.
Still haven't learned your lesson yet, have you, old man? Yeah, this guy got attacked by a homeless man who stabbed him in the eye with a drumstick. He went to the hospital for a week, and then right after getting released from the hospital, hit by a car.
Like, just right in front of the hospital, or?
I think it was like...
How much time passed?
I don't know. It was the same day as being released.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sucks. Also, this guy is... Imagine having to... This is what's so fucked about healthcare.
I'm back in the hospital,
This is what's so fucked about healthcare is like... I would imagine like, okay, say once in your life you get stabbed in the eye with a drumstick.
Whew.
Everybody goes through it.
GoFundMe.
You either break a leg or you get stabbed in the eye with a drumstick.
Yeah.
Imagine having to go to the hospital twice in your life. Who could afford that?
I know. Just kill me.
Yeah. Put me out of my fucking misery.
Take me off life support. So
Yeah.
you're not on life support. Nope. Take me off life
Put me
support.
on life support and then unplug it. If that machine's not breathing for me, I'm paying too much.
I hope he does make a GoFundMe because that'd be the funnest description.
It would be great. If
So
you get
Grandpa had a bit of a month.
Yeah. He got stabbed in the eye.
Stabbed
by
me
a
out with a drumstick by a crazy hobo.
Yeah.
And now has been hit by a car immediately after being released.
But
We have $1 million in medical bills.
Yeah,
We're gonna lose our house.
if you have to go to the hospital for a comical problem,
Yeah.
definitely do a GoFundMe because
Yeah.
people will do it for the
Yeah.
meme.
Yeah.
They'll just pay you for the
Meme donations.
So, Petaluma Man, if you're watching this episode, Petaluma Man, and you start a GoFundMe and you link it in the description, Internet Today will give you $25.
Yeah.
I'm saying it,
That's a pledge. That's
but it
a
has to
pledge
be
you.
it has to be verified. It has to be
Yeah, we
on
gotta
the
make
level.
sure it's the real Petaluma Man. Subspecies of Florida man.
Yeah. We'll do our due diligence, but $25 is on the table, which pays for like some gauze.
Yeah.
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 Decriminalization of domestic violence was a mistake, Russian official admits. We're open to anything.
Hey,
We
look,
tried it.
Look, everyone slaps their family members around a little bit. There's no reason to get the police involved. And then, like, now, a couple years later, they're like, oh, fuck. Turns out we
Turns out if you
legalized
don't-
domestic violence.
If you don't stop it, it gets worse.
Ooh.
Sure, on one hand, we saved millions of dollars by having the police not go to any of these crimes.
Yeah.
On the other hand, turns out women are ending up dead.
Hello, my husband, he's beating me up real bad. Sounds
shit.
like a personal problem, ma'am.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Russia. Beautiful country, really.
Well, as you know, Russian women very strong, fight back.
They do.
The switcheroo here is that it's probably the men that are getting beat up.
Probably.
Yeah.
You drunk piece of shit, Donald.
Yeah. No, I don't like it. I sleep in my own room. That's our first lady. Anyways,
Final headline. Man screaming, "There is no Santa," crashes kid's Xmas bash.
Same guy that went to the Harry Potter book release?
No, this guy had like a sign. I think it was probably like one of those Christian guys that hangs out outside of Comic-Con. Who's like, stop reading comics, read the Bible instead. So this guy's like, oh, stop.
Heaven or hell?
Yeah. Jesus is the reason for the season. Santa's not real. But he's doing this like, like one of those
Children?
Yeah, children in line to meet Santa Claus. He's just standing there like ruining their fucking Christmas.
At least you can see Santa Claus.
They're like, actually, sir, he is real, and he's right there in that chair.
Where is Jesus? I
Yeah.
don't see Jesus
Haven't
anywhere.
seen Jesus. Like, well, the baby Jesus is over there, surrounded by sheep and wise men.
That is made of plastic.
That is not a real baby, sir.
No. Throw it away. Throw that baby away.
Checkmate, theists.
Yeah. Don't ruin, like, listen, kids, if you're even if you're like an evangelical person who's just like, whatever, the reason for the season, I brought my gun to Starbucks. Like, just don't ruin it for kids.
Yeah.
They're already believing in
Leave
one
them.
mythical creature. I'm sure that the kids that were sitting on Santa's lap probably also believe in whatever your religion is. They're like, yeah. It's very easy to a kid to be like, hey, Jesus and Christianity and God all exist. Also, Santa exists. They're just like, cool, I get presents, right?
I get toys. Yeah, that's all they fucking care about.
Thumbs up.
Leave the kids alone.
Yeah.
Speaking of Christmas, though, next week, hopefully, we'll probably be talking to you about the gavel goat, that goat in Sweden, that or is it Norway?
No,
where is it?
I think it's Sweden, but I'm so angry. I gave them the benefit of the doubt last year, and I said, I can deal with a webcam that updates every 5 seconds.
This one's so slow.
Dude,
It's terrible.
how do you not just put up an $80 Logitech webcam and stream it on Twitch?
I think they're like.
I would watch that.
I think it's their local privacy laws. Like you can't have identifiable persons in a live video feed or some
okay,
shit.
put a blur vignette around the goat.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know.
gavel goat. We're already spending $25 on the guy with the drumstick guy. Gavel goat.
I got an old Logitech camera.
We will send you a fucking camera and create and design the Twitch page for you if you want to do this properly.
Yeah. You can have your own emotes.
Yeah.
You can make a little money.
Think about the subscriptions when that fucker burns down.
Yeah.
Wild.
Goat Watch 2018.
It's like the giraffe. Like, it could happen at any time.
Yeah.
Sure. Did they mislead the public about how long it would take for that giraffe to give birth?
Yes.
Did they milk it for all and ruin Toys R Us?
Yeah.
A national staple? Sure. But did that draft disgustingly dump a child version of itself onto the ground covered in blood and water? Yes.
It did.
And by God, it didn't happen last year, but hopefully this year the gavel goat will burn down.
Yeah, I mean, so we got a whole month to really wait for that to happen. But this weekend, Santacon 2018, where a bunch of people, is it New York or Philadelphia?
It's New York. I mean,
Anyway.
they probably do it all over the place now.
The hundreds of men dressed up as Santa get blackout drunk and descend upon one area. And previous years, you know, there's been lots of arrests. People get caught having sex in public. It's a real shit show. That's going down this weekend, so hopefully...
Shit show? It's me, John McAfee.
John McAfee here. I hacked into your phone.
Santa, shit in my mouth. I'm a bad boy.
Anyways, be sure to watch our latest episodes. I don't remember what they were about, but
It's been a long
they're good
fucking
ones.
week. Yeah, I'm tired. I went to the YouTube thing last night. Watch those. Also, for some, I feel like we should tell you, the gavel goat is the goat that gets burned down basically every year.
Yeah,
If you haven't watched our previous videos.
They know.
Watch. Soulja Boy retweeted that video without watching it.
What an idiot.
Yeah.